think it'd be...
Hi everyone!
Hello,
Welcome back.
Nice to see you again. Today we have something that sounds too simple and we could make the video in 30 seconds. But if we don't explain the reason and what is behind, what happens if you don't follow this, you are never gonna listen to that and you're just gonna move on with your life and you're still gonna have difficulties. I experienced this myself.
Super important.
I experienced this myself lately and it's catastrophic. We immediately start to blame anything other than the simplicity of what is the core of all there is. So
that's a part of the fixing ourselves, of restoring your codes, which you also speak in our ebook.
yes, and it's basic stuff, but again, we disregard it because we think the highest technology, the most intelligent thing there is, the trends are more important than basic stuff. And the basic stuff starts to be actually how do you say, like the holy grail, things that people start to look for when they are fed up, you know, with all this that is happening in this world. So without further ado, it is the lack of sleep. Now you could just pause and move on with your life, but if you don't understand what's going on, it's tough.
You're gonna explain in depth what exactly it causes to us.
We are told, you know, to sleep like just 8 hours a day and we're done. But it actually depends when you go to sleep, what time you wake up, what did you eat before going to sleep. Because if you go to sleep for 10 hours, but you are interrupted every half an hour because you're, I don't know, going to pee or you're just coughing or I don't know, you're turning around, it doesn't work.
Or your mind is overactive because there's such states. It's like you're asleep, but you are in between the sleep and being awake, and that's not really deep sleep. So it's almost like we haven't got a rest. We wake up tired.
And a small disclaimer, of course, this is all have to do with the twin flame journey, because if you're not okay, your twin flame is going to feel you, and your twin flame is not going to be okay either.
And it's horrible to feel the other one and not to be able to do anything about it. And it just gives you all this tension and pressure all over. It's horrific.
And I forgot that we decided to call partner because YouTube doesn't know how to put subtitles when we say twin flame. It puts anything other than what it is. Yeah. So what happened? I didn't sleep properly for 5 whole days, I think, or a week. I don't know, somewhere there in between.
I lost track.
And me too. Probably it was like 7 days a week or something. The first 2 days is okay, but if you continue not to have the proper sleep for the longest time, you start to go into other states. The body cannot communicate with itself. So many issues start to occur. And what happened? This was also around the Mercury retrograde. And what I did was I started to blame the planet that I was not feeling okay. I started to feel not okay, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is the Mercury retrograde.
Even I think I told you this, and it started there. And like, it's the Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
All the time, like spamming on this.
And I blamed other things, anything other than the sleep. I actually forgot about I was not having high quality sleep. I mean, I was sleeping, but I was sleeping under tension. It turns out it was something I was taking.
So it's a supernatural supplement. So pay attention to what you're taking, guys. If there's some kind of a strange issue with you going on and you cannot explain it, and you go to a doctor, for example, and they cannot explain it, pay attention what you're taking. It could be something very natural, very like beneficial, advised for all of us, but you might be an exception. There are such people. There's a lot of factors out there.
A food supplement to do this to you is terrible. You just lose hope for all these things. So what we advise in this respect is to stop every single supplement and herb and pills you're taking for 7 days, see how you feel, and then continue taking them again. Unless you're on a severe condition that you cannot live without one pill or something, then go ahead, by all means, take it. We are not doctors. This is not medical advice. Obviously, you already know that. But I just want to say that lack of sleep is worse than anything else. This is the worst condition ever. So what happened? I felt all kinds of stuff, jittery and deep anxiety. It was the worst anxiety of my life for years. I didn't feel like this for the longest time. Only when I was vegan.
Also very negative.
Super negative, creepy thoughts, all kinds of stuff. And I was like...
Super emotional as well.
Super emotional. I was totally not myself. I just hated it. And I even started thinking our life plans and the future. Like, are we doing...
on the right track?
Are we on the right track? Is the YouTube channel good enough? And I started to rethink everything again. This is not okay whatsoever. So I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And I started thinking, and maybe it's the sleep. But I am sleeping. I am going to bed. Might not be the best time in the world, like 11 or whatever, past midnight a little bit. But compared to other people, they're going even later, 3 a.m. or something. So it's still not too bad. Plus, they changed the time in Europe. I don't know how it is in your country. Put 1 hour later, 1 hour earlier, 2 times a year. And I hate that. It disrupts everything.
Yeah, the biological clock of the body becomes totally...
Papa. Papa meaning like smoothie.
Yeah, it becomes interfered and we cannot function properly, especially with the springtime, because the springtime is what is the wrong time.
Yes. They say this, and I totally agree, because I cannot go to sleep
even
before midnight. It's
our
terrible.
eating times lately, they're not like okay. We just cannot adjust. It's like we have a, how is it called, jet lag?
But like a permanent jet lag.
Yeah.
Maybe when we were tripping, we go to other countries, and for example, Asia. I mean, it's not a country, Asia, but countries within Asia. We were feeling fine after 1 or 2 days because maybe they have the right time.
Maybe they don't change.
Maybe they don't change, exactly.
Some countries that they don't change.
We were fine, and then we are here in Europe, and we are not, like, so that's strange.
Doesn't make sense.
So we found out it was supplements I was taking, and it disrupted even my other routines I have. So we eliminated them. It took me 3 days to fully adjust, and I had to take a nap. I don't know. I just want to tell you.
Yesterday you took a super long nap, actually. I've never seen you take such a long nap.
I was really recovering from...
And I almost had trouble waking you up.
I woke up from the doors opening and closing.
Yeah, I couldn't anymore because I was
it's okay.
doing some things in the garden, and I needed things. I was postponing. And like, I'm gonna go finally. But yes, you were totally tired, so much.
Passed out. And I still slept. Not like half an hour after you fell asleep. So it was fine.
You were still suffering from these supplements because you're still not able to have like a small morning coffee. And we drink very weak coffee in the morning, super weak.
Compared to what other people do, it's weak.
Yes, and we don't have another one in the afternoon, just one in the morning. Because
we already spoke about the side effects when you don't drink coffee at all, especially if you were a coffee drinker before in your life and then you stopped.
There are times when I also feel like I just don't need it. Like I wake up and I'm so full of energy and stuff that I don't really need it. But if you like coffee, the best time is in the morning because that's when our cortisol levels go up naturally.
Yeah, so
this is what wakes us up.
We are just boosting it up a little bit more, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to drinking in the afternoon, you're starting to relax and you reactivate this button is not the most smart thing. We just wanted to say that it's not rocket science to be in good relations, not only with yourself but with your partner. We start to think like we have to be Einsteins to figure out what's going on with our astrology and planets and stuff like this. It's over. Relax.
Of course,
take a deep breath and continue.
They also do affect us in a way, but we can transform that. It doesn't necessarily have to be constantly bugging us all this. We are able to overcome this. We have it all in ourselves. That's why we come different on Earth. And if we're different, how can one thing affect us the same way? It's not exactly so. But yes, we are able to take control on that. And it's by taking control over our lives, what we do on a daily basis. What you eat today will affect you tomorrow.
Exactly.
So if you don't feel today okay, go back and check what you ate yesterday, what you did yesterday. Did you sleep good overnight? And it will give you a lot of answers. Sometimes we are thinking we are eating healthy foods, and yes, they are healthy, but what do they have inside of them? How were they treated? How were they sprayed? We have a huge difference now eating some of our foods bio. We started investing in our health.
Just a few things, not even a whole
exactly
grocery list. Just a few things that we changed, and it dramatically improves most of the things. And as you were saying about what you ate yesterday affects you the day after, this is true for many things, but not all. Some of them persist several days, so make sure. That's why I said stop a few things that you're doing for a week to see how you feel, and then introduce them again.
Many things, they have a build-up effect on us, especially, for instance, taking herbs. You start to feel the benefits of herbs. Usually some herbs take action immediately almost, but many herbs, they have a build-up effect. That's why they recommend, for example, take a certain herb for 30 days or 3 months or whatever, so that you can see the best benefits out of it, or side effects. We don't know.
Side effects.
Like I said, we are totally different.
Yeah, they can be helping you one thing and disturbing you with 10 other things. Like, is it worth it? You have to reconsider. By the way, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The rest is all in our ebook. It's things related, the way we spoke and further.
And they may seem meaningless, but they are super important, guys. I can tell you that. Since we are eating certain foods bio, we have almost no stress between each other.
Apart from the food supplements, that's your job. Your job is to figure out what is going on with you. If you have number one in your human design, maybe it's going to help you better. But yeah.
Give us your comments,
tell us your stories,
your questions. We would love to make videos based on your questions. I think we have a question that I liked recently. I made a screenshot, so maybe next time. We would love to do that for you and for everybody, and for ourselves.
Thank you for your time, for accepting to be here with us today.
Lots of love, guys.
Lots of love. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.